Did you know that in C.S. Lewis' book Mere Christianity, he dedicates an entire chapter to the topic of Christian marriage? In Chapter 6 of Part 3, Christian Behavior, Lewis explores what he believes to be the true purpose and meaning behind marriage from a Christian perspective. Lewis begins by discussing the significance of the wedding ceremony itself, noting that it is not just a legal contract but a solemn promise between two people before God. He argues that marriage is not just about personal happiness or companionship, but about self-sacrifice and commitment. In fact, he says that the key to a successful marriage is not finding the right person, but becoming the right person. Lewis also emphasizes the importance of gender roles within marriage, saying that men and women have different but complementary roles to play. He argues that men are called to be the head of the household, but not in a domineering or oppressive way. Instead, he says that men are called to love their wives as Christ loved the church, which means putting their needs and well-being above their own. Women, on the other hand, are called to be supportive and nurturing, helping their husbands to become the best versions of themselves. One of the most powerful sections of this chapter is when Lewis discusses the concept of being in love versus loving. He argues that being in love is a fleeting and fickle emotion that cannot sustain a marriage in the long term. True love, on the other hand, is a choice that we make every day to put our spouse's needs above our own. It involves sacrifice, forgiveness, and a willingness to work through difficult times together. Here are a few quotes from Chapter 6, Christian Marriage, that capture some of Lewis' most important insights. The Christian idea of marriage is based on Christ's words that a man and wife are to be regarded as a single organism. p. 95. It is the husband's duty to love his wife as himself, and even to love her as Christ loved the church, to love her despite her faults, with all her virtues and her graces, and in her body as well as in her soul. p. 100. Being in love is a good thing, but it is not the best thing. There are many things below it, but there are also things above it. You cannot make it the basis of a whole life. It is a noble feeling, but it is still a feeling. p. 103. In conclusion, C.S. Lewis' insights on Christian marriage are as relevant today as they were when he wrote Mere Christianity over 70 years ago. He argues that marriage is a sacred institution that requires commitment, sacrifice, and selflessness. He also emphasizes the importance of gender roles within marriage and the true meaning of love. Here are two reflective questions based on Chapter 6, Christian Marriage, that you might want to consider. What does it mean to become the right person in a marriage, according to Lewis? How can we work toward this goal in our own relationships? Pause now and reflect on the questions. Personal answer. According to Lewis, the key to a successful marriage is not finding the right person, but becoming the right person. This means learning to put our spouse's needs above our own, becoming more selfless and committed, and striving to become the best versions of ourselves. To work toward this goal, we can focus on improving our own character and becoming more self-aware. We can also make a conscious effort to practice selflessness and kindness toward our spouse, even when it's difficult. How does Lewis' view of gender roles in marriage differ from contemporary views? How might his ideas be applied to modern marriages? Pause now and reflect on the questions. Personal answer. Lewis' view of gender roles in marriage is rooted in the idea that men and women have different but complementary roles to play. He argues that men are called to be the head of the household, but in a loving and sacrificial way, while women are called to be supportive and nurturing. This view may differ from contemporary views of marriage, which often emphasize equality and shared responsibility. However, Lewis' ideas can still be applied to modern marriages by recognizing the unique strengths and abilities of each partner and finding ways to work together as a team. It also emphasizes the importance of selflessness and sacrifice in marriage, which can help to foster a deeper and more meaningful connection between spouses. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to our channel for more content like this. And don't forget to like, share, and comment below with your thoughts on this topic.